All right. Welcome in H-Town. You are now tuned into the Solid Grip coming to you live at 5. No time for jive. I'm your host, J.R. Wilson, alongside me, Ping Wilson, and we come to bring you some of that hot, sizzling fire. Fire for your ears tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Now's the time for you to close your mouth, open your ears, and listen to what the Solid Grip has to say right after this here. Hey, what's going on, world? H-Town. Grace and peace to all y'all out there. This is the Solid Grip coming to you with an exuberant mood. I'm enthusiastic. I'm electrified. I'm vivacious. Many different things that I can name right now. And I actually shouldn't be, but I just made some off the chain shrimp scampi. You did what I'm saying? So, I was a little unhappy with how it came out, but it was good. Everybody loved it. And I love that, man. Pop, how you doing over there?
Doing great, Rich.
That's good, man. Look, Pop, we ain't gonna waste no time, man. We gonna get straight off into this thing. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. We gonna get straight off into this thing, man, and talk about what happened in high school sports real quick. And Pop, I'll let you take it over right here.
Okay, hey, let's just go back to last week. Our North Shore Mustangs, I call them our North Shore Mustangs because they on this side of town, the east end of town, lost to Austin Westlake 24-21. And when I went back and evaluated the game, as good as North Shore was, they just didn't have the weapons offensively that they had last year, especially in the offensive line with one of their linemen moving on to Alabama after finishing up this season. And the best running back in the country, Zach Evans. Zach was just so explosive, and he made the thing go for, especially in the passing game. Now, they did get Chadwick Wood back from injury from last year. He didn't play much last year and stuff, but he played a lot of running back and wasn't the kind of explosive one step and pay dirt kind of running back that Zach Evans was, but still great season for the East End and those people in North Shore. But they came up short this year. And right now, as we speak, the team that beat them, Austin Westlake, is playing in the finals against uh, South Oak. Carroll out of Carroll, Texas.
Yeah, South
And
Lake,
I don't
South
have the
Lake
score
Care.
right now, Rich, but South Lake Carroll, my bad. And his father's son, it's Todd Dodge, the great quarterback from Port Arthur Jefferson that through the Duhan. He's at Austin Westlake, and his son is the coach at South Lake Carroll. So hopefully before the show's over, we may be able to get a final on that game and stuff. But anyway, let's move on to Crosby. Hey, you got a really, really tough loss for the Crosby. Let me go back a little bit. The last time that they won the state championships, it was an all-white school called Crosby Buffaloes. Okay,
Wow.
and they got a group of the guys together that was on that team, even the coach and stuff. And they said they were just saying, "Hey, man, these guys are gonna really, really do what we didn't do." But they ran up against a juggernaut, Rich. Alito. This is the third time they've been in the state championship in a row. They were going for number 9. Okay, number 9, and so uh, Crosby came out and punched him in the mouth. They came and punched back. Crosby came and punched him in the mouth. He came and punched back. Crosby came out and they tried to punch, but hey, Alito came up with a left hook, and from there, Rich, it was hey, ball game. Okay, final game was 56-21. They had a running back that put up over 250 yards. They also had a receiver that's going to play for Nick Saban, and the Crimson Tide was just off the chain good. So hey, got to tip my hand to the people over in Crosby, Texas. A little small community, about half the size of Baytown for getting that far and stuff. And so we tip our hat to them. Last but not least, hey, let's crown the champs, the K Tigers, as they won today, 51-14 over Cedar Hill. I mean, my goodness, man. I mean, what juggernaut. Rich, I know you deliver in that area and stuff. And you probably run into some of the people out there and stuff. Hey, listen, a lot of people complaining, everybody talking about, hey man, they dropped down from 6A1 to 6A2 because they were scared of North Shore. Hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. They realized that they couldn't compete with North Shore and stuff, so they dropped
Smart.
down a level. And hey,
Smart.
that happens, man. And so hey, they're gonna be that way. If their numbers start getting big, they'll build another high school. Because guess what? That whole Katy community, okay, that whole community, you can put across your chest, Katy Tiger State champs, and hey, no matter what, you go to Katy Tompkins or any of those, I think it's 9 high schools out in that area. Stuff. It doesn't matter which high school you go to. Hey, your community just won a state championship.
And let me tell you something about Katy, man. They are Katy crazy out there. Although you have so many high schools out there, like Seven Lakes, like Tompkins, like many others. Katy High School, man. When this pandemic wasn't here, they were Katy crazy out there. Everybody would be dripped in red. Go Katy. It don't matter what area of Katy they lived in, because Katy High School is actually on the north side of Katy. Okay, but people would be draped up because they would be proud, man. This is a high school, man, that's known not
Right.
just in the city of Houston and in the state of Texas, but nationally. It's nationally known and recognized, man. And a lot of players that have gone, that a lot of players that have gone there have gone on and gone to the NFL, and I can't even count how many players have gone into D1 and D2 schools out of that high school, man. So, also, man, I talked to one of my boys, man, this North Shore alumnus, and he told me allegedly the quarterback for North Shore. We know that he's going to Auburn, but their number one receiver is actually going to A&M, and he said the receiver, I guess, is his cousin, and tried to convince the quarterback, hey man, come to A&M. That way you could throw me the ball. But I told him, now, man, Auburn is a good place for him to go. I know they're both in the SEC, but he's probably going to go in there. If he don't start first year, he'll start the second year, and he's going to be the arch nemesis of Alabama, and that's a team you want to be playing because you're going to be on national TV to show people
Exactly.
you got. So, man, Pop, let's move on to this juggernaut right here, man. James Harden traded to the Nets, and I got to tell you this, Pop, I'm not sad about this. Normally, when you lose a superstar player, normally when you lose a player who's probably and arguably one of the best scorers in the game of all time, normally you get sad. But I'm not sad. It's not a sad day for me. It wasn't a sad day when we traded him off because I don't like how he went. Now, look, I understand why he did what he did. Okay, he did what he did because the only way for you to get out of a contract like the one that you're in is you have to be an a-hole, basically. You know what I'm saying? You have to create an indignant kind of situation betwixt you and the head coach, and between you and the general managers and the powers to be. And that's exactly what he did to get out of here. And he even threw some guys under the bus. And I like what DeMarcus Cousins said, man. DeMarcus Cousins said, look, man, he was disrespectful from the jump. The way he was in the offseason when he got here, it was disrespectful. It was uncalled for. And he said, honestly, I came here because I had interest in playing with John Wall. To be honest, that's what he said. And we know DeMarcus Cousins over the years. He gonna tell it how it is, man. He don't pull no punches. Ain't no holds barred when he speaks. But James Harden gets traded to the Brooklyn Nets, and now he will join maybe Kyrie Irving. We don't know, and Kevin Durant, and have a juggernaut in the East over there in Brooklyn. But I don't like the way he left, man. It was disrespectful. Don't say that you've done all you could do for the city when you're trying to get out of here. If you real with it, I understand you trying to get out of here, but do it the right way. LeBron James did it the right way. Okay. If you want to be one of the greats, but I'm gonna tell you, Pop, I loved James Harden here, but the one thing he did not have is the killer instinct, man. He didn't have the instinct to go in there and kill. He'll drop 65 on the team and in a flash. But he was just like George Gerwin, man. The Iceman, right? Make score all these points in the regular season, but when it come down to crunch time, when it's nut cutting time, he ain't nowhere to be found, man. So I don't feel no kind of ways about him being gone. I think we should have got a little bit more for him, but clearly we in a rebuild mode, man, and that's just the way I feel about it, Popping. And you got the floor. You here with me,
No,
Pop?
Rich, I don't
Okay.
disagree with you, but I'm gonna tell you, man, whole situation. Rich, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a little choppy, but I can
Hello?
hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. He jumped out. My bad, y'all. I don't know. He got a bad connection over there. You know what I'm saying? I got a great one over here. But yeah, man, just back to James Harden real quick until I get my old man back in here. I understand players have to do certain things to get out of their contracts. But when you do it that way, man, you leave such a bad spot on your name, man. And you burn bridges, man. You burn bridges that you might have to cross again. James Harden's game might drop off within the next 3 or 4 years. And if his game drops off and he needs to come back to a place, man, where he can get another contract, man, to try to get his money up, he's burned that bridge that he can't walk back over, man. And I don't like that. But Pop, I see you back here, man. Go ahead, you got the floor.
Yeah, can you hear me, Rich?
Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you just
Can you hear me?
fine. Yeah, but you frozen up over there. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Here's my take on it, man. This you got to lay this thing at the foot of Tillman Fertitta, though, Rich. Uh, they created the monster, okay? It's like you and I talked about. If I would have let you say as my son, if I would have given you everything you wanted up until the time that you were 15 years old, and then all of a sudden you're 15 years old, well, hey man, I'm gonna take you from the car that I bought you and stuff. You got to be in every night at 6 o'clock. You got to eat certain foods. You can't eat no hamburgers and hot dogs. It's got to be all vegetables and stuff like that. You would rebel, okay? And so that's what happened in the situation now. Let me add to that. I don't like the trade. I don't like the value of the trade because if you look at the picks, New Jersey's going to be a good team. They won tonight, man. Harden had a triple double. He had 32, 12, and 14. So they're going to be a good team. Even if it shows up and it's something about it. But the word is that the reason they got rid of Karis LeVert is because he had a 3-year deal, and the organization was going to have to pay him $50 million. And the other guy, I don't even really know his name. And at the end of the year, all three of us, and then the Rockets under the salary cap. Well, we can't do business like that, man. We got to be able to spend money. And I know Tillman probably have a cash flow problem and stuff, being at his casinos and hotels and stuff, all took a hit because of the virus and stuff. But you can't give us peanuts, man. You still got to give us steaks and stuff because that's what they deserve, man. And right now, that's what we got. Now, we were gritty game against San Antonio the other night and stuff, came back tonight and lost and stuff. Wood put up another double and stuff. But, man, I mean, even if you think about the draft, it's Milwaukee's pick. It's not Cleveland's pick. So that's another low draft pick. So,
Right.
Rafael Stone, he'd be very innovative, man, to try to rebuild this thing and stuff because those draft now ain't for that. Now, I'm not saying you can't hit on some of those later draft picks, okay? But all that happening ain't very good, man. I put together a list and stuff, and I won't do it tonight. I'll do it on our show next week of 5 guys, okay, who each one of them in a different class, starting with this one all the way to class of 25. And the kid of 25 is in the 8th grade now, okay? But all 5 of those guys, okay, minimum, it would take you 7 years to be really good. Okay? Man, that's almost 2030, man. And I mean, maybe you won't keep the draft picks. Maybe you'll use and hey, let's face it, man. I mean, the way we kind of treated some agents around here and stuff. I mean, Dwight Howard and although Chris Paul won the free agent and stuff, still we didn't treat him right. Got rid of him after 2 years. Got rid of Westbrook after a year and stuff. I don't think people happy about a terrible reputation, man, with our sports teams. And I know we're going to hit on those other sports teams a little later on and stuff. But, like I said, you had to do it. You had to make the deal because Harden was no longer happy. and he was overweight, and like I said, he got 32 tonight. Last time he had 30 game against us for us was the second game of the season. So it's obvious that he decided, hey, I'm not gonna score. We get beat, then they know that, hey, we're just not good enough. And so no, I don't like that. But again, I think we created the monster. I think Tillman created the monster. And I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna be bold with this. Tillman, if you can't come up with a $1 million to sell this team, because we don't want to wait 9 years and stuff to have a championship team. Now, and think that's putting enormous pressure on both Silas and Raphael Stone. Like I said, the assets we got are just that. And see, we could have gotten Jared Allen, Paris Levert, and Tayshaun Prince, and maybe
Sorry, yeah, I had to get my old man out of here. I mean, he's breaking up really, really bad. Let me. Sorry about this, y'all. I gotta kick him out the studio because yeah, sorry about that, y'all. My old man gotta get some better reception over there, man. I gotta let him come out and come back in and stuff like that. But yeah, man, James Harden is gone. I don't feel nothing about it. If anybody's watching this, man, lay something in the comments how you feel about James Harden being gone. Do you think it was a bad decision? Do you think he should still be here? Do you feel like I feel and feel like, man, look, don't let the dough hit you with Lord split you. That's how I feel about him. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel no kind of ways about him being gone because of how he left and because we need something new here. We need something better. We need something that's going to take us to the next level. And as good as Harden is, as great as Harden is, he's just not that guy, man. He's really not. He's really not. So, yeah, I'm going to, one thing that Harden said, man, when he got traded is he thinks that he's going to help the Nets, take them all the way to the championship and in fact, win a ring. And look, I don't doubt that at all, man. And if they learn to work together, in unison as a unit and unify for the sake of the Brooklyn Nets, of course, man, that talent is crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, I do think that. But he also said that he didn't disrespect anyone. And James Harden, maybe you are, you unplugged, hiding under a rock somewhere, underneath the cleft of a rock. But let me tell you something. You've disrespected me, right? And who am I? I'm just a guy with a carabiner, right? Me and my old man got a punk little show that we do every Saturday night, right? Don't nobody know me, you know what I'm saying, except my family. But I'm a fan, is what I'm saying. And there are other fans, right? And we're disrespected by how you went out, man. We are. How did you not disrespect anybody? You disrespected the fans, right? Do you think the fans felt disrespected when LeBron left Cleveland? No, they didn't want him to leave, right? But he went there, he gave them a ring. Look, man, and he came back. Let me tell you something. When he left the first time, right? Yes, fans felt disrespected because he's the greatest player the Cleveland Cavaliers have ever had, right? And then he says, you know what, I want to up and I want to go to Miami and I want to pursue getting a ring, right? I know I'm a great player. I know I'm highly touted and coveted, but I want a ring. They didn't like that, right? But he didn't go barking. He didn't go being disrespectful. But they did despise him because they didn't want him to leave. But what did he do? He went to Miami, won a few championships, came back to Cleveland, won them a championship. Nah, that man ain't never got to pay for anything else in the city of Cleveland, Akron, anywhere in the surrounding areas, probably even Cincinnati, anywhere in Ohio. He did it for that state, man. He did it for that state. And so I think there's a certain way you got to go out. I'm trying to get my old man back in here. Yeah. I'm trying to get my old man back in here, but I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to send him the link again. Let me see, old man, hit the link again. So ain't no crazy airspace in here. But anyways, so I'm gonna move on, man. So since he got in here, so now the players we got for James Harden, one person in particular I want to talk about because I don't really know anything about the other ones, but Victor Oladipo. He's a really good star in this league. But I think him at 26 years old recognizes that he's been put in a place of a team that's rebuilding. It's not a reset, it's a rebuild. You got 4 first-round draft picks. Yes. One, you got a good one from Cleveland, I think, because it'll probably be a lottery pick. Because Cleveland's just not a very good team. But you got to do it every 2 years. 2022, 2024, 2026. Like my old man alluded to earlier, it would take to up to 2030 before the team really gets where we want it to be. Pop, you here with me? You can't hear me at all? Okay, I don't know. We got to fix this some kind of way.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, man. So I was just talking about Pop, alluding to, bringing up what you said, reiterating about it'll take us to 2030 to really rebuild this team. And one of the players that we got for James Harden was Victor Oladipo. And as good as he is, a good young star, what interest would he really have for a team like the Houston Rockets, knowing they're in a rebuild and not a reset?
Right. And see, he didn't even play. He didn't play Thursday night, nor did he play tonight. So word is he's just gonna hold out and stuff until we trade him. So we probably end up having to trade him and stuff. And hey, it's just a bad situation, man. I mean, I feel so bad, and I'm a Rockets fan. I mean, I feel so bad though for the city, man, and all those people out there, the rowdies, the Rocket rowdies and stuff like that and stuff, man. Is I mean, the people in the media and stuff, because hey, man, like I said, I mean, uh, James Harden was a superstar, man, one of the 5 best players in the league and stuff, and the fact that he ushered his way out of here and stuff, we probably could have done better. The other thing is, in the situation with Ben Simmons, uh, you know, we could have done that, made that deal, but the owner did not want to, because the fact that him and his former GM had fallen out, he didn't want to make the deal for Ben Simmons, and that would have been a nice package. Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, one other kid, and 3 number 1 picks, man. And like I said, I'm not a big Ben Simmons fan, but Ben Simmons is 6'10" LeBron James who can defend his butt off, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, with him and Christian Wood, now you got a couple of people, man, that you can really, really, start and rebuild your franchise with. But we got to start from scratch, man. I wouldn't have bet you that maybe, possibly, the only guy that will be on this team when we reach the championship again is Christian Wood. Now, like I said, in 3 years, you're going to, maybe before then, you're going to tear his contract up if he keep playing the way he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
He had 27 and 14 the other night, and it's funny how Shaquille O'Neal came on the show for TBN, and said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, dog. I never heard of you before." He said, "Yeah, Shaq, I know you just you just a common fan and stuff. You ain't and so it's kind of funny, man. It kind of hit Shaq, but tonight he had 24 and 18. So the guy is legit, man. And think about it. When he get bigger and stronger, because right now he ain't very strong. Once he get bigger and stronger, work on some other parts of his skill set stuff, like, really catching the ball on the block. That's the other thing. He's not a low post player. He's not a center. He is not a center. He gets beat up by all the opposing centers. Aldridge took him to school the last couple of nights on the block defensively. Okay? And so that's why I would have wanted Jared Allen. You see, you got Jared Allen. Now you got somebody that can play down on that block and defend and rebound and stuff, and just leave him out there to float out there shooting trays or driving it to the basket, kicking it up, finishing it and in traffic and stuff. And so, I mean, I know it's coming, man, but golly, man. I mean, I'm 67, man. I mean, you talking about me being 75 years old and stuff, man. And, before we won the championship here, man. So, anyway, that's my take on it, Rich.
Well, at least we legitimately won some while you was actually kind of still in your prime, man, back in 94 and 95.
That's true.
So, you got the experience that I got the experience that I remember being downtown with, I don't know if you remember my mama's friend, Krista. She actually died about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But she had a daughter named Demetra, and she had a Jeep, man. And both years we won, man. She let the back up on the Jeep while she drive. Me and Mo, we sit in the back, we waving our little banners that we got from somebody that was out there in the street, man, that gave us one. And I remember that, man. I remember, Kenny Smith
Right.
hitting that overtime shot, man, off the glass, a
Right.
long 3-pointer, man, to put us
Right.
back in the game. Like, I remember that. I remember where there was like 0.4 seconds on the clock. I think it was like in game 6 versus the Knicks, and they threw it up to Olajuwon. He kind of just tipped it in really quickly, and 0.4 fourth of a second or whatever. And
Right.
we won the game, man. I remember that. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
35, so I mean, I was 10, but I mean, I was a baller. I was a baller at 10, man. So, and I was really watching it. And so, yeah, man, look, it is what it is, man. Victor Oladipo wants a trade. I don't really know anything about the other guys. It's a bad situation. Hopefully we get something good for Victor Oladipo. Hopefully we
Right.
get some players, right? If
Yes.
they smart,
Yes.
use him, get back
Yes.
on the phone with Daryl Morris,
Yes.
since
Yes.
you made a bad call. Get back on the phone with Daryl Morris.
Right.
And now what you do is you trade Victor Oladipo over there, right? You still get Ben Simmons, but maybe you give something that we can't, maybe a 2030 first round pick. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
something like that, or
And
whatever the
sit,
case is.
sit there guarding PJ no points
Right.
Tucker. Okay.
Man,
I'm
I
sorry,
love
Rick.
Chuck,
I
man.
know
Chuck
that's your
can't go
boy, man.
nowhere, man. He can't go.
Man,
Hey,
I
let
know
me
that's
tell
your
you
boy,
something.
man.
Pop,
I
that
know.
wing
Listen,
tray
man.
he got,
Listen, you know
that
what?
corner
I was a
tray.
garage, man. Okay, I know. I can understand that. But man, this is the end freaking BA,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Going
Yeah.
2 and 3 points and stuff just ain't cutting it, man. It's just not,
Yeah.
man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
And
They
I
don't
mean,
get him the
as
ball
far as,
enough, man, because that corner tray he got is wicked. I mean, it's wicked,
yeah,
man. When it's on, I mean, shoot, man, you give him 20 trays, he gonna hit 13 of them,
right,
So but they don't really, that's not really how the offense works, man. It doesn't work around him. Everything works around the guards. And
right.
he plays the 4, basically the 3-4. And so, all right,
And
man,
sometimes,
Pop, let's go ahead. Yeah, sometimes the 5, yeah, especially when we run a small ball.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So what I was gonna say, yeah, all right, Pop, let's move on to what this show is about, man. And I know y'all saw the name on here. I said I put Deshaun Watson traded. Obviously, that's clickbait, right? But the way that it's looking like this is not far-fetched. And that breaks my heart, sears it, because we have something that every team in the NFL longs for. I mean, you told me yourself a litany of times that you would give up the whole team for Deshaun Watson. And we have that guy in Deshaun Watson, that franchise quarterback. This guy that's great with his arms, with his legs, with reading defenses, with being a leader on and off of the field, man. I mean, just a guy that feels seats, that's very personable. Everyone loves this cat. And now we're at a place, Pop, where Mike Florio and Adam Schefter are reporting, a source or someone close to Deshaun Watson says he don't want to have nothing to do with Houston, man. That is beyond trepidation. I am fully afraid of what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson, and I don't know how we got here. But this is where we are, Pop. We're in a place where a top 5 quarterback who won the yards title, had the most yards passing in the league. We're at a place where he doesn't even want to be here anymore. Why? Man, it starts with Cal McNair. Another thing, Pop, that I want to mention, and maybe we'll discuss this beginning part first, but here it is. I don't know anything about this Jack Easterby cat, Easterby, Easter Bunny, whatever you want to call him. I don't know nothing about this guy. What I do know is this guy is a cancer, even if he's none of the things that people are saying about him. Because this narrative has been drawn up the way it's been drawn up, there's a responsibility on that man to say, hey, look, I want to be here. I love this job. I love the people that I'm working with, but this is a complete and utter and gross distraction to the city of Houston, to the fans of Houston, and to the organization of the Houston Texans. And it has a bearing problem on our number one asset, the most important person in that building. That's Deshaun Watson. And it seems like right now the most important person in that building is Jack Easterby. And I have to tell you, Pop, as enthusiastic and as exuberant as I was when I came on this show, and I'm still that, I'm also upset right here in my heart because we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be in a place where you and I are having dialogue about Deshaun Watson possibly going anywhere else but here. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that, Pop. So this is what's going on. There are many. I mean, many. I sent you a picture the other night, man, where somebody had photoshopped Deshaun Watson in the Pittsburgh Steelers, apparel uniform. You know what I'm saying? There are proposals on the table about what is the appropriate thing to try to give the Texans to get Deshaun Watson. Pop, what the heck is going on, man?
Rich, it's amazing, man, because you waited almost 20 years, at least 15 years to get a quarterback of this magnitude, and then this kind of thing goes down, man.
Right.
It's perplexing to me, man, because here's the thing: how do you fix it? Is it at the point where it's unfixable? And if it's unfixable, man, I'm telling you, some heads ought to roll. But guess what? The head that ought to roll, your owner comes out this week and say he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. So I don't know, man. I mean, you make me understand why a guy is causing this kind of problem, and everybody see it, and we don't know it because when they had the press conference to announce the general manager, one of the questions was, well, what does he do? Well, he does a little bit of everything. Well, what is a little bit of everything? A little bit of everything. I mean, and what is that? What does that entail? What is his job title? Okay, what I mean, and so nobody gives a clear definition of what his job is, man, and what he does. And so, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you mean to tell me you got to have this guy in your organization? He's that important to you? I don't understand it, Rich.
I mean, this guy's job can be replaced by anybody in there. When they got rid of Bill O'Brien, there are other people that are in that organization that should have been the interim general manager. But you make this guy the general manager. Okay, cool. You did that, right? But look at all this. Kyle, what are you doing? You know what this is, Pop? I'm going to tell you what this is. I was actually having a very intricate conversation with my wife about this, surprisingly. Here's the thing. Bob McNair, the father of Cal McNair, started with a small truck, man. He started a business with a small truck, built that business up to $1 billion business. Okay. Well, he was able to even purchase the Texans back in 1997. Cal McNair got everything spoon-fed to him. He don't know what it's like to engage with people, to listen to other people. Because in order for you to get to those type of positions that his dad was in, you have to listen. You got to listen. You have to do what is right for the whole, not just you. And I was listening. I was just listening. Even though I think Nick Caserio deserves a chance. He deserves a shot, right? He's probably the most qualified general manager out of all the candidates. But the way that Cal was effusive in his praise for Nick Caserio, when Nick Caserio had just said something, he said something in a statement that he made, and he was like, man, I want to chime in right here. That's why we have you here. I love the way that you said that. Man, emotions cannot be involved in business decisions. They cannot, because more than likely every time it's going to fail. Okay, now Nick Caserio, he might be successful, but I'm saying all these things relative to Jack Easterby. If this guy's expendable and he's making you fired the best public relations person in the NFL, and man, your PR is out of control right now. I bet Cal McNair is doing one or two things. He's either saying, how do we stop this nightmare? Or he's somewhere sipping Mai Tais, you know what I'm saying, with his wife, chilling. Hey, look, I make the decisions. People still going to come to the games. They still going to put their butts in the seats. They still going to buy nachos and beer and everything else, and we still going to get paid. And if that's the mindset that he has, man, I got to jump ship, man. I don't know where to. Maybe XFL, but this is crazy, man. I don't understand it. It's growing. Now, here, let me tell you this, Pop. I still don't think Deshaun is going anywhere. I know people close to him said he don't want to be here, but I'm telling you, listen to what Andre Johnson said. Stand your ground. Andre Johnson knows just as well as David Gulageta, however you say Mulageta, Deshaun Watson's agent, he knows just as well as him is you hold the cards. So play the cards that you have so that you can have things way out in your favor.
Hey, I was thinking about that same thing, Rich. Stand your ground means basically just stand still. Okay? And so if you don't get what you want, then maybe we look at some other options. But right now, hey, you got them by the catbird seat. Okay, so stand your ground. So that's gonna be very interesting, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I think when it comes from somebody like Andre Johnson, who is a pillar of strength in this community and stuff, and has been a pillar to this football program and stuff. Even your owner said, well, I need to reach out to Andre and stuff so that we can kind of get things passed up between he and I. Because if I get passed up things between he and I, then maybe he could help me with that situation with Deshaun. So it's going to be interesting, Rich. I agree with you. I don't think he'll be traded. I tell you what, man, there is smoke. There is smoke, and where there's smoke, there's certainly some fire, Rich. So, hey, it's a lot to unpack, but I tell you what, man, it's a day by day thing, and it's an interesting situation. I mean, like I say, man, for guys like you, man, and media and stuff, I mean, hey, man, it's something for us to talk about all the time. But as a Texans fan, as people who are loyal, diehard Texans fans, man, they got shaking in their boots, man.
Absolutely. And Pop, look, I'm gonna kick you out again and hit the link again because it's starting to, lose traction again. So I'm gonna kick you out and then just
Okay.
do what you did
Okay.
last time. All right. So I'm gonna remove him. Sorry about that, y'all. Again, let me kick him up out of here so he can boom get back in. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, if Deshaun Watson left, as happy as I would be for him, because players they put everything on the line, man. They put their heart, their soul, their body on the line. I mean, look at all the CTE cases that have come up from those individuals that have died, individuals that have taken their lives and the lives of others before they take their own. These cats are putting their lives on the line, man. They put their lives on the line. And they want what they want. When you're in the business and there are guys like that are assets, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about liabilities. I'm talking about assets to the organization. Man, you got to give them what they want, man. You have to give them what they want, because if you don't, you're going to be the one looking foolish. You're going to be the one looking foolish, man. So we got my old man back in there. Pop, can you hear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, I can. Wherever you was on the bed when you
Yeah.
first came back there last time, that was a good spot,
I'm
man.
trying to find a spot, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been going all over the house and stuff trying to find a spot. How's that?
Okay, that's better. Yeah. That's a little, yeah. Wherever you are right now, you picking up the signal a little harder, because when you go somewhere else,
my head tilted.
hey man, you got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. So, what I was gonna say, Pop. So, man, look, let's get into the Astros. As much as I still want to kind of talk about this Deshaun Watson thing, man, it just makes me sad every time I think about it, because there's a possibility that I didn't even have in my mind before, that Deshaun Watson could not be on this team come fall. And I could not fathom that, man. I mean, that would break me to pieces. I wouldn't know what to do with myself as far as a football fanatic. I would still watch football because I love football. I would still watch the Texans, but to lose a guy like that, man, I mean, God, dog, man, what are y'all thinking about? Yeah, I was talking to my pastor about this, man, and my pastor said, look, the Texans got one job and one job only, to build around number 4. If they don't do that, they're gonna waste his career. And I was like, he not even big in the sports, but it's common sense, right? To know you build around the best player that you have on the team. And that's what happened with Andrew Luck, man. They just, they acted like, oh, okay, we'll get this in and get this in. No. A quarterback that's that good, honestly, when you have a quarterback that's good like that, you don't need top-notch receivers. You need a decent to really good offensive line. But man, if you get some decent receivers that come in there and they do their job, man, they gonna win football games. Because you got a quarterback like that, he's going to find you. If he don't, he gonna get it with his legs. You know what I'm saying? So, Pop, can you hear me okay over there?
I can't. Rich, I'm gonna kick myself back out, see if I can get back in.
All right, man, I'll do it for you. Okay. Yes. So sorry about that again, y'all. Man, we having some technical difficulties today, but my old man is coming up in the game. He's gonna get him a little laptop over there, man, so he can. Yeah, I thought he need to just get an Ethernet cord and plug that rascal right off into the router, so that he got full power. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't doing none of that computer stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I can't believe we talking about this, y'all. I don't want to get up Monday morning and hear something crazy like Deshaun Watson has been traded to the San Francisco 49ers for a second round pick. Because that's what it'll be. Well, Bill O'Brien's not here anymore, so maybe it won't be a second. But let me tell you, there's only one way I'm trading Deshaun Watson, and that's really never. But if I had to do it, let me just speak about this real quick while I'm waiting on my old man to come back in here. If I had to trade Deshaun Watson, what would I want for him? Let me expeditiously talk about that. First of all, I would be shooting for one team and one team only. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, let me go back to Deshaun Watson. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars. And why the Jaguars? Because they got the number one pick in the draft. And here it is. You have a player that's coming into the draft that's highly touted and coveted, the same way Andrew Luck was back in 2011. And this guy out of Clemson University, I don't know why his name does not come to my head. Trevor Lawrence, okay, quarterback out of Clemson University, and he's a really good quarterback. I mean, I think he can come into the league and really do some things. But the only way, I wouldn't consider ever trading Deshaun Watson. But if it's something that was on the table and had to happen, that's the first place you call him. That's the first place you should call. You know what I'm saying? And that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need that B. We need the number one pick. We need the number two pick. We need the number three pick that y'all got this year. Also, we need next year's number one pick. Next year's number two pick. Next year's number three pick. 6 picks. That's what we need. Plus, we need a player. We need Norwell, the guard. He can come to. Then I would let Deshaun Watson go for all that because he's worth all of that. That's for sure. Get in the comments section and tell me that I'm wrong. Now, first of all, let's be clear. I want to say this because I said it just a while ago, but I want to say this again. Let's be clear. I do not want Deshaun. I would never consider, ever consider trading Deshaun Watson. But if I had to, that's what I would do. And that only. Period. No other team, right? No other team is going to be worthy. Jacksonville has to come off it. And I'm sure Urban Meyer, he knows. Look, I'm taking Deshaun. I don't care, right? Now, J.J. Watt, on the other hand. Now, look, I don't want J.J. Watt to go per se, but because we're in such a fix and because the most important player on the team is Deshaun Watson, you have to do what's best for him, even if that's letting J.J. Watt go, because he's $17 million against the cap for 2021. He's a descending player, and I still think he could have some good. He's still got some good seasons left in him, but he needs somebody on that other side. Now, if we did something like sign Jadeveon Clowney, who's unrestricted free agent, if we signed him and put him back on the other side, somebody that's tumultuous for offensive linemen, then that gives J.J. Watt a chance to not be double teamed all the time, be singled up on a tackle or a tight end, and get to the quarterback. But since that is not something that we know that can happen for sure, not even with the GM, he doesn't know. Hey, look, he's not on the phone with Clowney saying, "Look, man, you gonna come here for sure. Look, we'll make the deal real good for you." We don't even know who the head coach is. We don't know who his defense coordinator is, whoever the head coach is. So, but J.J. Watt has to go. That's the bottom line. That's what I was getting at. J.J. Watt has to go. He has to. It's for the greater good. I don't want to get rid of him. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game in this city and the NFL as a whole. I don't want to let him go, but you have to. You got to let him go. You got to let him fly. And I think the team that you trade him to, you ready for this? The Chicago Bears. Why? The Bears have a really great defense. They have a lot of really good players, but bad leadership. But if you put J.J. Watt down there, guess what? Two things that are great for him. One, he'll be on the other side of Khalil Mack, right? And that those two guys going at a quarterback, that is just dangerous. Now, let me tell you something. Khalil Mack had 9 sacks this year, and he had 8.5 sacks last year. Why? Again, a guy that's that talented, you being double and triple team. You need help on the other side, so you're not getting doubled up so much. But if you got a guy like J.J. Watt on the other side of Khalil Mack for the Chicago Bears, now both of them are getting to the quarterback, and they looking real dangerous. And they already have a really good defensive backfield. Yes, I'm trading J.J. to Chicago. That's for one reason. The second reason is because his wife, Khalil Ohio Watt, she is a part of the Chicago soccer team there. Okay, so you move him up there. He's with his lady. They can get them a house up there, condo, high rise, loft, whatever they want to get, and they can be together up there doing what they love to do. Plus, JJ Watt will be closer to his hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from Chicago. It's not very far. I think it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. So he'll be able to see his parents more often, right? Then he'll be closer to Pittsburgh, where his brothers are. He'll get to visit them more often. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? And Chicago is probably the only team, one of the only teams in the league that'll give up a first round pick for him. And they'll give up a number one. Get it, take it. They gave up 2 number ones for Khalil Mack, right? They'll give up one number one for JJ Watt. Believe it. Believe that. I wish my old man was on this show to talk to me about that, but they would give up a number one for JJ Watt. Now I'm talking about the Chicago Bears, the individual that's watching right now. Appreciate you for watching, by the way, man. Share this link with your people, with your partners, with your family. Man, understand, if you don't learn nothing else, the little time that you on the show, understand that this show is the flavor for your wings, the barbecue sauce for your ribs, and the sugar for your Kool-Aid. Not your tank don't get it twisted or misconstrued. All right? So, man, I'm going to press on, man, with these Astros. So we just signed a guy today, Baez. Really good relief pitcher. Throws over 100, throws hard. Those are the kind of guys that we need as relievers to back up our starters, man. And look, I don't know why, right? I don't know why we don't go get guys like Charlie Morton, who's out there on the ringer, right? Ring him up, call him up, say, hey, Charlie, man, come on back to the Astros. But maybe Charlie don't want to have nothing to do with the Astros anymore. He got his ring, right? He got the last out. They won the World Series. Maybe he wants his legacy to stay there, because there's no stigma or anything that is attached to his name. All there is, hey, I won a World Series with the Houston Astros. You understand? And shoot, I almost got there with the Tampa Bay Rays. But he should come on back home to the Houston Astros, man. Look, man, Houston Astros are still very talented, but, man, they're going to lose George Springer. You got to know that they're going to lose him. Hopefully we can sign back Michael Brantley. I don't know if that's going to happen. But we still got Jose Altuve. We still got Carlos Correa. We still got Yulieski Gurriel. You know what I mean? We got talent on the team. So, I mean, we still, don't forget about this, the phenom that we got out of the Dominican Republic. Well, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Yordan Alvarez. We got him coming back. You dig what I'm saying? Then we got Kyle Tucker, who came alive this year. You understand? Came completely alive. We got him coming back. We got talent. Now, I know Justin Verlander won't be back, but we still got our weird pitcher. He's still there, right? And we'll add to the team. Now, we might not be a World Series team, but who knows, man? You know, any given ball game, man, whoever's fighting for it, man, whoever's getting the hits, whoever's making plays on defense, man, they can get it. They can win it. So, yeah, man, that's the Astros, man. And look, my old man wasn't able to get back in here, but that's all right, man. I'm going to close this show out, man. Look, everybody out there, anyone that watches this show or that will watch this show, man, look, y'all be safe out there, man. Stay masked up, stay, social distance. I won't say to anyone whether they should get vaccinated or anything like that. I'm not, me personally. I don't like the idea of you shooting anything in me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even get the influenza shot. I don't want you putting the flu in my body. That ain't me. I don't like that. I don't want that. No, God gave us natural things in our body to fight off diseases, right? I'm not saying that I won't take medicine or nothing like that, but I don't want to be vaccinated with something that it has not been tested long enough for me to know what's going on with it. But those of y'all who feel it's cool and safe and, all right, do what you do. But, wear your mask, man. Stay social distance, man, until we get over this thing. I think me personally, it's gonna be at least another 2 years before we get up out of this thing. And even when we do, it's not gonna be, like it was before it got here. That's gonna take probably about 5, close to 10 years to do that. I know probably somebody ain't want to hear that, but that's just what I feel about it. But man, thank y'all for watching, man, for listening. Any one of y'all out here, again, man, please share this link with your people, with your partners, with your family. Y'all stick with us, man. We'll be on again next Saturday. So for me, J.R. Wilson, for my father, Ping Wilson, this is the Solid Grip. Grace and peace to all.